How many of the women do you know in the Bible? This easy Bible quiz will test your knowledge on mothers, queens, prophetesses, villains, and women who are not named specifically in the Bible. Let's see how many of these women in the Bible you can correctly identify. Ready for this challenge? Here we go. Question 1. This New Testament woman was the cousin of Mary. Was it Elizabeth, Dorcas, Lois, or Joanna? And it was Elizabeth, as seen in Luke chapter 1, verse 30. Question 2. This Old Testament prostitute helped the Israelite spies at Jericho. Was it Hagar, Micah, Rahab, or was it Miriam? Rahab is the prostitute that helped the Israelite spies, found in Joshua chapter 2. Question 3. This Old Testament woman became queen because she won a beauty contest. Was it Esther, Jezebel, Sheba, or Vashti? And Esther won King Xerxes over. Read about it in the book of Esther in chapter 1. Question 4. This New Testament woman wanted the head of John the Baptist on a silver platter. Was it Lois, Tabitha, Priscilla, or Herodias? And Herodias pleased King Herod and asked for John's head, as found in Matthew chapter 14 and in Mark chapter 6. Question 5. She was the Old Testament woman who handed Samson over to the Philistines. Was it Hannah, Leah, Delilah, or Hagar? And Delilah deceived Samson and handed him over to the Philistines. Find it in Judges chapter 16, verses 19 to 21. Question 6. A New Testament woman whose life Jesus transformed at a well. Was it Eunice, a Samaritan woman, Martha, or a widow? And Jesus spoke life to the Samaritan woman at the well, found in the Gospel of John, chapter 4. Question 7. Adam named his wife this because she was to be the mother of all living. Did he name her Ruth, Abigail, Eve, or Anna? Adam named her Eve, as seen in Genesis chapter 3, verse 20. Question 8. Martha complained that Mary was not helping her. And Mary was Martha's mother, aunt, cousin, or sister. And the siblings are identified along with their brother Lazarus in John chapter 11. Question 9. This queen killed several of the Lord's prophets and also came after Elijah. Was it Deborah, Jezebel, Abijah, or Miriam? And Queen Jezebel had no regard for God's prophets. Read about her in the book of 1 Kings chapter 19. Question 10. This New Testament woman was pointed out by Jesus because she gave all that she had to the temple treasury. Who was it? Was it a widow, Martha, a prostitute, or was it Elizabeth? A widow dropped 2 mites into the temple treasury, and Jesus used her as a mighty example of giving from the heart. Her story found in Luke chapter 21. A fun fact about women in the Bible: there is only a few women named in the lineage of Jesus. Find their names in the lineage found in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 1. When you hit that like and subscribe button, you are pushing out biblical content into YouTube. Question 11. This Old Testament wife became a pillar of salt. Whose wife was it? Was it Zebedee's, Jethro's, Lot's, or Korah? Lot's wife turned back to look at Sodom and Gomorrah when instructed not to and became a pillar of salt, recorded in Genesis chapter 19, verse 26. Question 12. This New Testament woman tried to convince Pilate not to convict Jesus. Who was she? Pilate's wife, Mary, his servant, or Joanna? Pilate's wife had a dream, and she knew the innocence of Jesus, as found in Matthew chapter 27, verse 19. Question 13. King Lemuel devoted most of Proverbs 31 to this woman. Was it a servant, a queen, a mother, or a wife? Starting in verse 10, the rest of the chapter is devoted to a wife of noble character. Question 14. Jesus told the crowd to throw the first stone at this New Testament woman. Was it a Samaritan woman, an adulterous woman, Mary Magdalene, or Rhoda? The crowd was going to stone the woman caught in adultery, and Jesus said, "Whoever is without sin, to throw the first stone." Read about it in the Gospel of John, chapter 8. Question 15. This Old Testament woman was the wife of Uriah, but later married David. Who was it? Was it Jochebed, Miriam, Bathsheba, or Abijah? David had an affair with Uriah's wife Bathsheba. After Uriah was killed in battle, David married Bathsheba as seen in 2 Samuel chapter 11. Question 16. Elkanah, who was Samuel's father, had two wives, one named Peninnah and the other named Hannah, Abigail, Jael, or Zephorah. And it was Hannah who prayed steadfastly to have a baby boy. Read her story in 1 Samuel chapter 1. Question 17. Naomi's daughter-in-law's names were Orpah and Lydia, Micah, Ruth, or Miriam. The humble Ruth who stayed by Naomi's side. Find it in Ruth chapter 1. Question 18. Who in Potiphar's household tried to seduce Joseph? Was it a servant, his sister, his mother, or his wife? And it was Potiphar's wife who tried to seduce Joseph. Question 19. An Old Testament woman who laughed when she was told she would have a baby in her old age. Was it Rachel, Sarah, Leah, or Gomer? And Sarah laughed when she heard the news as recorded in Genesis chapter 18, verses 12 to 15. Question 20. How many wives did King Solomon have? Was it 400, 700, 900, or 600? And according to 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 3, it says that Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Question 21. This Old Testament woman was the other wife of Abraham, who was also Sarah's servant. Who was she? Was it Jochebed, Zipporah, Gomer, or Hagar? And Sarah could not have children, so she told Abraham to take Hagar, their story in Genesis chapter 16. Be on the lookout for our Hard Women in the Bible quiz, and for some added fun, our Scrambled Name Bible game. All the names are women in the Bible. And until then, keep growing from milk to manna and get solid in the knowledge of God's Word.